all starts in your mind. In your mind. Learn from brilliant minds around the world to turn your life into a magical experience and become an epic creator. Transforming from professional magician to filmmaker and entrepreneur. Here's your host, Jennifer S. Royal.
Hi, this is Jennifer, and welcome to a new episode, a new year, and a new season of Pure Mind Magic. I hope you all started very well into the new year of 2022. Well, it's been a while since I brought out the last episode, so now it's really time for a new season and also to give you a little update on everything that is going on. And I wanted to make this episode a little bit of motivation for you to shift your mindset and maybe see things differently. Because we are still in this international pandemic situation, and I think it's really easy to get hooked up into all this negative and drowning energy that is everywhere out there as soon as you leave the house, and also when you read the news or hear the news or watch the news. So today I wanted to take a little bit of a different approach here. And you all know that I started out this show as professional magician, and this is where the name came from, Pure Mind Magic. But there's of course a lot more to this, because all the magic starts in our mind. So everything around us started in someone's mind. So this is kind of the magic key to everything, and I think the better we understand our mind and work with our mind, the more powerful things we can actually do. So it's not only about mentalism, it's really this mind power that you can access and focusing your mind on specific things to really make them happen. And so for me, as you can imagine, I kind of lost everything due to the pandemic when it occurred here in Germany, and Germany was hit very hard and still is. So there were no more magic shows going on. Of course, nothing possible there. And I didn't really found an opportunity to take the magic and my magic knowledge online, and I thought it's not the same than really performing in person with people very close-up magic, and also having the real interaction with real humans when on stage. So confronted with this situation, I had the choice either to be the victim of the circumstances or to recreate myself and come up with something new. And I've always been a very creative person, but I just needed to shift gears completely and develop an idea that was independent of everything going on around. So it was basically also overnight that I made another decision after I knew that there were no more magic shows for however long, no one knew, and still to this day there are no really live shows going on in my country and also in Europe. So I thought I'm going to go back to what I have studied, where I have my master's in, and that is film, especially film directing. And I took another approach there as well. So when I studied film, it was all about feature films, and I just loved all the storytelling and being the director on set. But you know, this is a very tough industry to break in. So I thought I'm gonna approach this from a different angle. And in these days, I think content creation is huge, whether you write or you produce any kind of content, whether that's audio or video or both. So I thought, what will people always need? And that is, of course, commercials, advertising, content that sells. So that was my idea, to really focus on that, creating interesting commercials with some storytelling and maybe some magic to it, because in magic, you learn how to guide the attention of people. And I really could use that to come up with interesting ideas to entertain and teach people, and not only to bring across a sales message. So that went very well, and I found more and more clients internationally. And thanks to the internet, this was also possible. And I actually shot a lot of these commercials and product videos in my home. I created there my own studio to being able to do this, and also for the editing. I could all do this without seeing the actual client. So that was a huge win. And when things got a little easier outside, I was also able to travel around in Germany and in Europe and film different projects and bring them to life. So my idea here behind this is that I just wanted to tell you that you always have this choice when something like that happens outside, something you can't control. So you only are left with the chance on how you react to it and how much negative energy you give into this before you turn it around and look for the chance or opportunity in the new situation. And for me, this brought a huge shift, and it really got me deeper and deeper into entrepreneurship, what I really love. And the great thing about this is that I now completely made the transition from being the artist, the magician, to being the entrepreneur, creative consultant, and really the filmmaker on set, creating so much more value for companies out there. Because when I create a video for them, it's an asset for years to bring in more money, new customers, and increase the brand awareness, of course. So I thought completely different about all of that and just made the best of everything, and also from what I've learned so far in my life with the magic. And maybe you are in a similar situation right now, because we still have to deal on a daily basis with this uncertainty. So there's a lot of unknown things, and still no one can really tell how this whole thing turns out and how long it really affects our life as it does right now. So I think it's really important to set things up that you can really do them from everywhere, so you're location independent and also time independent. And maybe you have some ideas here as well. So for me, it's all about knowledge, and I think that knowledge really can transform everything. So I was always into books, and I still read on a daily basis, and I'm also kind of obsessed with online courses because I learned so much. When we had this complete lockdown here in Germany, I really spent day in and day out learning new things, taking notes, and really then implementing everything I've learned. Because since my studies in film, a lot has changed. So there's new technical things and new equipment, new possibilities, of course, new editing styles. So I love to learn all of this from online courses. And for Christmas, I got myself a new book, and I have to confess that this book really keeps me up at night. So it again transforms all my thinking about business strategy, what I have never thought before, and also the point of leverage. And as you can imagine, as magician, it was only me on stage, so it was pretty complicated to copy myself and be in different spots at the same time. And of course, when we are talking about business and entrepreneurship, there are ways of business models you can build to leverage the whole thing, to create systems, and to distract yourself or to separate yourself from time for money, to have another leverage there. And this book is really all about that, and it has some really interesting insights. And I loved the phrase where she said, the author, "What got you here will not get you there." Absolutely true. We all know that, but it was a nice reminder. And I reached out to her, so I'm building a little bit of a cliffhanger here. And I was very happy that she confirmed that she will come to the show. So hopefully this episode will be there soon, and then I reveal the business book I'm talking about. I think it's not really well known, but the content is really incredible. So you have 8 activators there that really help you push your business to the next level. I can't wait to let you know more about that. But to drive home my point here, it's really about when you are kind of stuck or you are looking for new ideas, immerse yourself with new information, get new books, audiobooks, listen to podcasts, watch online courses. All the knowledge is out there. It's just on you to make the decision what you want to learn and set a clear intention where you want to go. And by the way, when you are curious about what I'm doing with the commercial film production now, I leave the website in the show notes there, so you can check it out in case you are looking for any kind of brand video. This can be also just created out of stock materials when you need something just visual for your website, or of course really filmed just for you with exclusive content. So just that you know. But back to the content of this episode. I also wanted to point out that as everything starts in our mind, there's something else that is very powerful, and this is making clear decisions. This can really get you far ahead. I found that when you make this clear decision, the universe, or whatever you would like to call it, really responds to that, and things can turn around very quickly. You will see new opportunities, and the opportunities will find you when you are in this flow state and have all this clarification about where you want to go and where you are headed. Also, new people will find you. So for me, in this January, where I decided to bring another category to my film production company, and I was looking for a studio where I can film this as soon as things get easier here in Munich. It was really easy how fast I found something that is actually just 5 minutes from my home away, what is kind of perfect. And in my mind I had this idea that I wanted something that is pretty close without me losing too much time by driving through Munich with this horrible traffic we experience here. And then, due to the studio, I also found very interesting new people that are working there in a nice community. So I think big chances ahead here, and all just because I made this clear decision that I wanted to expand the film production in a specific way and was looking for this specific place where to do all of that. So maybe this helps you as well to think of clear decisions, to think about what you really want and then decide on that. This goes also into the direction of clear intentions. And I found it very helpful to speak them out loud. So you might be familiar with affirmations, but I mean an intention, what you really want to do, where you want to go. And this brings in the magic once again, the abracadabra. I mentioned this a couple of times here on the show. What means I create as I speak. So with that you have the power to really speak things into existence when you are sure about that. And I also found that when I speak to other people about that, it's kind of that there is even more energy in this whole thing and things become a reality even faster. So I speak a lot about that with my business coach Tara, and the next episode will be a new interview with her. And it's amazing that you can increase the whole energy on a project or a goal when there's someone else involved. But be aware here, just do this with people that are like-minded, and don't do this with people that are jealous on what you have, what you do, and try to talk you out of something, because this will cost you a lot of energy. So I do not recommend doing that, and unfortunately many people are like that. So just do this with people that are uplifting and people that are also like you, looking forward and are into this to really crafting something, creating something, and coming up with something new, or just building their dream life, their dream business, and everything that is related to that. So this brings me to the idea what I set up for myself right now, because I'm planning two things. So one is the expansion of the film production, what I mentioned so far, and I will soon let you know more about that. And the other thing is about building my online course that's been on my mind for a long time, since I watched so many of them and I learned so much. I thought it's time for myself to create this online course, and I will go over this with my business coach to really make sure that I stay on track, because you all know it's very easy to get distracted, and for an online course you need to be able to really focus on this thing and end it. So bring all the content together and really make it happen, film it, edit it, and then of course market it. So I thought I will make this happen with a real workbook, to have something that is kind of my accountability partner. And I decided to get myself a 100-day goal planner. There are many out there, and of course you can create yourself one. So this, I think, is a great idea to kick off the year into the right direction and to make it powerful, and to really write the things down on a daily basis and to check back with yourself that you are really doing it, and doing every day a step that brings you closer to this goal. So the goal planner I found is really nice because it counts back from day 100 to day 99 and so on, so you know exactly where you are on track. So another clear decision what I want to do, and another inspiration for you to end this episode, in case you like podcasting and maybe this is your year to start your own podcast, or think about doing interviews on other people's shows, or host your show and interviewing other people. What I think is an amazing opportunity to speak to them, learn a lot, and also providing value to the marketplace when you are able to share something with your audience. Maybe you know that I, some time ago, when I started my podcast, wrote the book How Podcasting Can Change Your Life. It's full of information and also insights and interesting stories, what happened since I made this decision of creating the podcast. That all started actually with just one book from the library, because back then, I think it's like 3 years ago now, there was only this one book in the library here in Munich. So I started with that, that's all. And after that I thought I should have got this book for myself, like as a memory, because it kicked off the whole thing that happened then, and I really stayed focused and created it. So we are now by episode 154, so a lot of episodes since then. And of course now you find everything about podcasting online. There are so many books, so many courses, and even podcasts around podcasting, but back then it was really rare. But nevertheless, I decided to take this route, and I even went to Philadelphia to the podcast event to speak there. So it was amazing. And again, this started with one clear decision, that I just make it. I will learn everything about it and make it happen. So this is kind of the essence of this episode. Make a clear decision, learn everything about it you can, and then just go out and make it happen. And also think about, you always have this choice, even when it gets really tough. And I think this is really all about entrepreneurship. So it proves your character and also how serious you really are about your business baby or project, whatever it is. Maybe when it's your side hustle and you're just kicking it off, it proves how serious you are about it. So I hope that gave you some new insights on everything that is going on, and that sometimes in life you go through this transition, leaving one state and then entering another, but everything you have learned will benefit you long term, no matter what it is. So you see, even magic entertainment knowledge helps then in entrepreneurship and running a successful business. So talk to you soon. I wish you a wonderful day. Until next time, still create some magic.